Hello, my dear students. I hope you all are fit and fine at your homes and you have watched our last video in which we have discussed the food stored by plants in different parts like roots, stems, leaves, flowers, and mostly you have done your homework also. So, in today's video, we are on the last part of the chapter 1, and as you can see on the screen, interdependence of plants and animals. This is our last topic. So, what do we mean by interdependence? This is our main point, that plants and animals depend on each other. So, what does this word interdependence exactly mean? Let us firstly see this. So, interdependence means the relationship between two or more living things. Like plants and animals, both are living things that depend on each other, where each one benefit from the other. Like animals get their food from the plants. Animals get oxygen for breathing from the plants. And in return, plants get carbon dioxide from the animals. Plants get manure from the animal waste. So these in this way plants and animals both depend on each other. Let's have a look at simple food chain. This is not a topic, but to understand one point I want to explain you. Food chain means a series or a relationship where we explain that which animal depend on who eat whom's. Simply we can say this, that who eat whom. मीन्स वी कैन से कि कौन किसको खाता है ना, इन सिंपल लैंग्वेज. सो लाइक grass is there and a few animals, or we can say insects, depend on grass for their food, and then frog depend on insects for their food. So in this way, that who eats whom, grass is eaten by insects, insects are eaten by frog, in the same way frog is eaten by peacock or snake. So in this way we can say that who eats whom. So this is a simple food chain. Here as we see that snake directly do not depend on grass for its food. Snake depend on frog for its food, frog depend on insects, and insects depend on grass. So in this way we can see that snake indirectly depend on grass for its food. In this same way, like we can take one more example also, where grass is eaten by deer. So grass is eaten by deer and deer is eaten by lion. So this is a simple food chain. So in this we know that lion do not eat grass. Lion is not herbivorous animals. So deer eat grass and lion eat deer, and indirectly lion get its food from grass. Directly lion do not eat grass, but indirectly lion also get its food from grass. So in this way plants and animals both depend on each other for their food. So this is interdependence. Let's have a look here that by the process of photosynthesis we have seen that oxygen is released. So oxygen is used by us human beings and other animals also for breathing in, and we breathe out carbon dioxide, which is needed by plants for preparing their food by the process of photosynthesis. If you remember that we have discussed, plants need four main things for photosynthesis to prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis, and those four main things are carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, sunlight, and water. So these four main things are required by plants to prepare their food. So out of them one is carbon dioxide, which plants get from human beings or other animals. So in this way human beings or animals depend on plants for their food, and animals depend on plants for oxygen and their food also. So I hope, my dear students, that interdependence of plants and animals is clear to you. Now let's have a look further in the video. So here we are having the text of the book. So in the text of the book, you can see that interdependence of plants and animals. I have taken this from your book only to explain you the content. So in the content, as we can read that animals and plants depend on each other. How? Both plants and animals need oxygen. We also need oxygen, and plants also need oxygen all the time to get energy. However, plants in daytime, plants do not need oxygen. In daytime, they need carbon dioxide to prepare their food by the process of photosynthesis, and they give out oxygen during daytime. But at night time, it becomes reverse. At night time, because sunlight is not there, so plants cannot perform photosynthesis. What they do? They take oxygen. Okay, at night time, plants also take oxygen to digest the food, to get energy of the food which they have prepared during daytime. My dear students, the food we eat, energy is released from that food only when oxygen will be there. So at night time, plants also take in oxygen to digest or to get energy from the food that they have prepared during daytime. So thus plants recycle the air and supply oxygen or fresh air for us and animals to breathe, because they provide oxygen to us. So my dear students, I hope this point is clear to you all. Now let's move on to the second point. Animals depend on plants directly or indirectly for food. This we have discussed, that how lion indirectly depend on plants and deer directly depend on plants for its food. Plants use carbon dioxide for preparing their food, which is breathed out by animals. So my dear students, I hope this content is clear to you. Now let's move on further. So here we are having a knowledge tree. So there are some non-green plants also, like this one. This plant is white in color. Actually it is mushroom. So sorry, this is not mushroom. This is white tube plant, and this is white in color. It does not have chlorophyll. It do not have chlorophyll. So they are not capable of making their food because they not have chlorophyll. And if they don't have chlorophyll, they will not be able to prepare their food. So they get their energy from dead and decaying materials. So that they obtain energy from other materials, other plants or animals which are dead and now decaying. So they get their energy. They depend on other dead and decaying animals or plants for their food. So let's move on further. So our next topic is balance of nature. So my dear students, as you know that there is a balance maintained by the nature. Both plants and animals depend on each other for their food. So here this picture shows you the same, that animals and plants have equal importance to maintain the balance of the nature. So I want to ask one question from you. Tell me, what would happen if number of animals increases? Think. So as you have thought that if number of animals will increase, then they will be needing more plants to eat. It means they'll need more food and they will be eating more plants. So there will be less plants. And if plants will be less, then there will be less oxygen as well. And if oxygen will be less, then we will not be able to breathe. So there will be two problems in front of us. If number of plants decreases, if there will be less plants, the first problem will be of scarcity of food. Food will be less. And second problem will be of oxygen, that we will not be having enough oxygen to breathe. So the two problems, to overcome these two problems, we should maintain a balance in the nature. We should protect both plants and animals, because both are equally important to maintain a balance and to continue life on the planet Earth. So I hope you will be protecting both plants and trees. So let's move on further. So again we are having a knowledge tree. Here are some important points. First is World Environment Day. So that is celebrated on 5th of June. World Environment Day is celebrated on 5th of June to create awareness among individuals, among people for protection of environment. And second one is Van Mahotsav. So it is an annual tree planting festival celebrated in the first week of July. Actually, first week of July is a rainy season. And if we plant trees or if we plant seeds in the month of rainy season in the first week of July, then they will get enough water, and temperature is also less at that time. Temperature is also not too high. So at that time, the conditions for growth of plants are appropriate. So at that time, plants can grow well. So in the first week of July, we celebrate an annual tree planting festival, and that is called Van Mahotsav. So my dear students, you should also plant trees during Van Mahotsav. In our school also it is celebrated. If you remember that last year we have taken pics of you with the trees and plants that you have planted, and we have uploaded them on your school official site also. Last point is wildlife conservation. So is the practice of protecting wildlife and forest reserves. So wildlife conservation. Conservation means to protect, and wildlife means the animals or wild animals or forests. So the practice of protecting wild animals in forest reserves is known as wildlife conservation. So let's move on further, and now it's the last step of our video, that is homework. So in the homework, you have to write 5 sentences about Van Mahotsav and World Environment Day each. You can create an awareness poster also. This additionally I am adding that you can create a poster also on World Environment Day or Van Mahotsav. You can do one out of these two things. Either you create a poster or you write 5 sentences about Van Mahotsav or World Environment Day each. Both you have to do. And this you have to take a pic and send on my personal number. And my dear students, take your work seriously, enjoy your work and enjoy learning, staying at home. Thank you all, and that's last video of chapter 1. After this, chapter 1 will be finished. We will be doing exercise of chapter 1, and after that we will start chapter number 2. So take care. This is all for now. Enjoy studying from home.